Hey everyone, it's Shakes. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the most important smoke spots on 3 of the most popular maps, namely Dust 2, Mirage, and Inferno. I chose these of course because, they're pretty popular maps. If you don't like maybe Dust 2, you're probably going to like Mirage and Inferno, so overall this is going to be a pretty useful video for everyone. And actually I decided to make this video not just because of previous requests of people asking me to do it, but also because, as nice as the other CSGO smoke spot videos are on YouTube, it just seems to me, at least from my experience, that a lot of them are just kind of overwhelming with like 10 different smoke spots for, a site on Mirage. I just feel like they're kind of overwhelming in the sense like you don't need to really know 10 different smoke spots for A on Mirage. Like I don't think that's entirely necessary, so in this video I'm going to kind of try to remedy that. It's only going to be the most important smoke spots on some of the most popular maps in the game and kind of give, the casual player a little bit of an opportunity to kind of learn about smoke spots, because a lot of players just don't go into it because it's, you're getting too in-depth by that time. I mean, the second you start learning about how to hit your smoke from across the map backwards, it's almost like a COD montage from 8 years ago. But yeah, that's pretty much what the video is going to be about. Subscribe if you're new. I don't know why we keep growing so much recently. I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. Anyway, though, subscribe if you want to. And let's just jump into the first map, Dust 2. So here we are on Dust 2. The first smoke I'm going to be showing off to you guys is going to be the Xbox smoke. So it's going to land on that box over there. And that's just going to protect you guys when you're pushing on cat. So the CTs from watching from mid can't just shoot you down as you're pushing up. So what you do is, with your smoke grenade, you go into this corner, you nudge yourself all the way into this corner, line it up with this crease, and then just look for a little smudge over here, and line it up with that smudge, and then look at the top of this building and line it up with that, the smudge, and the top of this building, and then do a jump throw. And just make sure you hit your jump throw right, because as you can see, as I do it every time, it looks like it's kind of flying in a different way. So just make sure that you're throwing it right as you begin your jump, and then you're going to get it hit perfectly. It's going to land where you want. As you can see, some of them landed on the ground, and some of them landed up here. So just make sure that you're hitting it at the very beginning of your jump. So the next smoke we're going to go over is going to be for long A. It's going to be just around this corner, so if they have an op or an M4, whoever's watching this corner, they can't just spray you as you are pushing out of those long doors. So this is going to be very, very useful if you actually want to push out and you don't want to instantly die. So just go over here from, when you're pushing into long, you can just stand in this little corner right here. Then look at the top of this thing, look towards the second one, there's 2 markings or whatever these things exactly are. Just look at the second one from this position, then just aim above it. You don't have to be very exact, just make sure it's quite a bit higher, and then throw normally. And then if we can see, as the outline is dropping, you're going to see that it's going to land perfectly where we want it to. Now the person watching long will not have a clear shot, so if they're ballsy and they still want to get some kills, they can just stand at the edge of this smoke. But if they do, then it's very, very easy to just attack them while they're retreating, so you can easily get a kill off the person who's watching long. Now another useful smoke is actually going to be on cat. It's going to also relate to long. A lot of times when your team is pushing out long, they're running over here, but the people rotating from B or from mid or wherever else, they're just going to really easily be able to shoot you guys. So instead of dropping a smoke here, this is actually a very wide area. So if you accidentally just get a little bit to the right instead of in the middle, then it's going to be, there's going to be a sideline for them to get shots off. So just keep that in mind. This area is not exactly the best when your teammate is trying to push long, because obviously there's always going to be some sort of gap unless you get 100% perfectly. So a nice place to actually do it is going to be from cat. So you just nudge yourself into this corner, make sure you're all the way in, then take your smoke out, look at the top of this building, and then align it with the top of this wall. Don't make sure it doesn't hit actually the wall, just make sure it's very, very close, and then throw it. And then as you can see, it's going to bounce off, and it's going to bounce exactly where you want it to be. Smoking here is actually a way better idea than over here, because obviously this is a larger gap, so it's going to be harder to make sure that there's no holes in it like we did before. And this is also very, very small, so if they're trying to pop flash through it, they're not going to get that many kills, because if you pop flash here, if there's a smoke here, then they can very easily just pop flash as a smoke, so it's not going to be a very good example, and then they can just spray your team down. But if it's down there, then it's very, very hard for them to do anything smart to get extra kills. Now for the third and final smoke, we're actually going to be going over to B. It's going to smoke out B tons without actually having to be on site. So for example, if the terrorists have pushed in and they've already planted, and there's probably going to be someone in there, the best way to cut them off is with this smoke, to prevent them from, just close off the holes so you can attack the site without having anybody pushing in from tons. So the best way to do that is actually to be outside right here. Look at this little window or whatever this slit is supposed to be. I don't really know. Line yourself up with it, and then look at that little ball from the crane thing. chuck it, and as you can see, it's going to land exactly where you want it to. It's going to smoke off tons, so if you want to defuse, then you can defuse very easily, and then they'll actually have to come through the smoke, and it's going to be way easier to kill them because there's a smoke in place. So here we are on Mirage's second map of the video, and the first one I'm going to show you is how to smoke off CT. You know, this is a very, very popular place where they get reinforcements from. If you push into here, you're almost guaranteed for a CT to pop out here and kill you if you're trying to plant without a smoke in there. So what you're going to want to do is, if you want to do it before you even get into the site, you just line yourself up with the center of this pillar thing. Just make sure you're kind of aligned with it, and then look at that line thing that's sticking out of the building, look at the tip of it, and then do a jump throw. As we can see, it's going to smoke out the area, this entire CT area. If they jump up onto take it, they might be a little bit visible, but you can always watch out for that. So overall, this smoke is very, very useful if you guys are pushing into A and want to smoke out CT. Now the next smoke I'm showing you is going to be very useful if your team or you are going to push out of mid, so just jump onto this garbage, make sure you're at the top, then look at this antenna, and then aim a little bit to the right, and then just do a normal throw. And as you can see, if we run around here and are going to push, we're going to see that there is a smoke in place, so the person watching from with an op or a rifle, whatever, isn't going to be able to kill us as we move behind these boxes, and we have a little bit more freedom to, you know, see what's going on in mid without automatically being sniped by someone watching from window. So this next smoke is going to be useful for when you're pushing through apps. You're going to want to line up with this lamp over here, and then just make sure you're lined up perfectly with it, and then push to a little bit to the right of this giant line on that building. Just put a little bit to the right of that and do a normal throw. And as you can see, as you're pushing out and you're checking your corners and everything, you can slowly see that this area is covered up, so you know the person watching from market can't just get a really easy shot off. So here we are on the third and final map, Inferno, and the first smoke I'm going to be showing you guys is how to smoke off this little area over here. You know, obviously this is very, very important to smoke off, because if you guys are pushing in and you're watching out for the site, then people from CT can really easily come and murk you. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. So just line yourself up with these logs. You just push up against it, and it's going to like lock you here. And then look at this crane thing. I don't know why I call everything in the air a crane, but look at this, and then go in between the wires, line it up, and then just do a normal throw. And if we're pushing through here, we can see that it's going to land perfectly where we want it to, so we can push out here without having any distractions and without getting shot in the back. The next smoke on Inferno is also going to be for pushing B, because usually when you're pushing over here, it's a pretty hard challenge to, you know, challenge someone who's near the coffins, because they could just peek in, peek out very, very easily. So what you're going to want to do is just run into this group of logs again, get locked in there, then look at this ball, and then line it up with this ball. So this ball horizontally, this ball vertically, so just line it up there, and then just do a normal throw. And as you can see, if I'm pushing out here, I'm going to see that, you know, this place is smoked out, so I can push out pretty easily and then clear the rest of the site. So for our third and final smoke on Mirage, it's actually going to be for A. We've done 2 for B, it's best we do 1 for A. So just nudge yourself all the way into this corner over here, and then aim at this antenna, and once you throw it, you're going to see that it's going to land. It's going to take a little bit of a while, but it's going to land right here. So if your team wants to push into A, you can just take a really easy passage over here, and then push through here without having any nuisance over here. And most of the time, you're going to see a little bit of a space here between the smoke and the wall that you can actually see if someone's going to creep up on you guys. So yeah, those are probably the smokes that I think are most important on these maps. These are very popular maps, and these are very essential smokes to know on these maps. So I'd recommend that all you guys learn them if you don't know them already. And yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Like if you like, subscribe if you subscribe. And yeah, peace out guys. See you in the next one.